Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thanksgiving. And I know that's a kind of US thing, and Canada has their own version of it. But I want to let you guys know I'm so very grateful for all of you that watch my videos and having all the kind comments. And you guys really helped me with processing this. And I'm glad if I can reach out and help any one of you. So how is everybody doing? Yes, I know I swear this has been the busiest fall I've had in a long time. Go figure, being retired and it gets busy. But I hope you are doing well today. If it's during the day, in the morning, in the night, in the middle of the night, wherever this finds you, just know I'm grateful for you. All right, so how have you guys been doing? I have, it's been just a very, very busy time. Let's see, starting after my birthday, which is nice. Of course, by my birthday, my little one got touched by our current health issues, public health issues. So she had the corona, tested positive. It was actually at a Girl Scouts camp that some of the positives came back, and Emma, my little one, had developed a fever and stuffy nose and those symptoms. Swabbed her, got her another test, and it was positive. So it was a lot of cleaning. I tell you, I am the woman of Lysol and bleach lately. My husband had to go get testing for his work, and of course he came back positive. He's asymptomatic, so I'm very, very thankful for the vaccines, and also we've been taking a lot of vitamin D. Standard amounts that you should, under advice of doctors. But my doctor with the ALS clinic I go to recommends 2,000 units a day. So I've been taking it. My levels come back good, and after my husband got tested, went to get tested, and I'm COVID negative. So there you go. Got my booster and vitamin D, and vaccines work. So my husband has 2 of his vaccines. My daughter is under the age 12, so she got her first vaccine and proceeded to get exposed to COVID in the same week. So we've been on lockdown, still doing different courses and some workshops. I did one that was really, really interesting through FMPT, Tibetan Buddhism, was thoughts on how would you die, how to prepare yourself to die. Sounds kind of grim, doesn't it? But I think it's always, whether you're diagnosed with ALS, MND, or you have another disease process. Hopefully it's just a chronic one, not a terminal one, or any time in life. I mean, that's one part of life. So I find it really interesting, and it could be my background of being a nurse, retired, but the way different cultures accept death and go through it. And it's kind of interesting. I mean, I've been on my own journey with this, with being terminally ill and accepting that is the ultimate outcome. But in all essences, it's really about life. And, it's in the moment we live, It's not what the eventual thing will be. It's not what it was. It's what it is now. And having that mindfulness has really helped me. So we did that. And then let's see what else has happened. My mother, the weekend before my birthday, my mother was back in MICU. She stopped breathing and was intubated and was COVID negative, but she lost the use of one lung, so she's in rehab and should be home later today from rehab. So it's just been a lot of health stuff going on with us. But, that's what's going on. I mean, I've just been really trying to be mindful, and I'm very grateful Oh my. So being the only one that is COVID negative and still being exposed to COVID, I've had to be on lockdown. So, having groceries delivered, grocery pickups where you go and you pop the trunk. I didn't know if we would be sick for Thanksgiving, so I was supposed to go up to Dallas to be with my oldest and her family. And of course, couldn't do that. I've got my lovely little 10-month-old granddaughter, and no, I'm not going to expose COVID. It is too big for her. So going through all that, ordered from a Texas, which I'm in, has a cafeteria style food, not the ones that you go in school or at work, some kind of cafeteria, or work in a hospital cafeteria, not like that. It's just Luby's. So trying to figure out how to do pop the trunk for Luby's today, that was an ordeal. Hopefully they got enough business to stay in business. It was busy. So I've done that. It's kind of like Amazon has been my friend. I know, the whole Jeff Bezos, billionaires paying to go to space. I don't know. It's been helpful with COVID. You think about it and how much our world has really kind of opened up in some ways with Zooms and other processes, and we're all in the different phases of opening, closing, getting back and going forward, and that. But I'm just thankful that when you're in a situation where you have to maintain social distance and under quarantine, that these things are around. Otherwise, we would have been hungry. We wouldn't have gotten Thanksgiving. So, it's kind of like things you look at for what to order for Christmas, and it's like, well, I can't open that package. I can't pick that package, so I better wait. I don't know. Just kind of doing that. It's kind of interesting. In one of my courses in meditation groups, it was interesting. There's a real thing about COVID shaming going on. Whether it's the whole thing, whether you think about the masked, the unmasked, the social distancing, the unsocial distancing, the vaccinated, the unvaccinated, the vaccine hesitant, the anti-vax. It's quite the division. And, it's like when we started the vaccine or started the public health issue, it was a lot of fear. People were dying, some were getting sick, some don't get sick like my husband this time. So, it's like, we had all that. I mean, we bought our house around that time, and it was kind of interesting. It's like virtual meeting with the title company, and virtual this, transferring money, in different ways. It's like, it's really interesting. So when my husband was exposed to COVID back in that early part of 2020, and he was on, quarantine, and, the real estate agent knew that because, we're not going to go expose people. When we had to do the keys, she left it in the envelope and had to be in sight when I came to get the keys. And it was just kind of like, someone looking at you like, ooh, the scary, scary wife of the COVID exposed, just like little fear on their face. To this summer, early summer, when I went to for a clinical study up in Philadelphia, where you have to have the COVID test to fly, and you fly on the right airlines that make people wear masks, and the vaccine cards, the vaccine passport stuff. It's like seeing the potential of that. I mean, I was terrible. I mean, we're taking a train back to the airport, and I had lowered my mask to take a drink of water. And the train came, so I stepped on the train. My husband had my transport chair, folded up at that point, and I stepped on. And you didn't realize that I had my mask down until I saw someone staring at me intently with like hatred. I was like, "Oops, sorry. I mean, I'm vaccinated." Pointed to his small child under the age of 2, saying, "Well, she's not." Indignant. Okay. She was masked, and actually the CDC doesn't recommend masking those kids that much. So, yeah, I mean, to each person, I would hate to hurt anybody, and I apologized. Oops. Later that month, actually, I think we're at the beginning of the next month, I got sick. That was miserable. You know, it's like with ALS, MND, you have the muscles of your respiratory tract become weaker. And it was difficult to breathe at that point. And you can get really up in your head, and you can get really, really totally freaked out. I mean, yeah, I mean, even in hypoxia can make you freaked out. You know, that's a natural, not having enough oxygen is a natural thing that will set off all those chemicals in your body that cause panic. And I learned to, you know, do my breathing exercises, you know, the slow, deep breaths, pursed breathing. Breathe in through your nose, hold, push out through your lips like you're pushing through a straw. And with praying and meditating, I figured it's okay. If I can't breathe, it's okay. So, you know, this is a lot of work. You know, it's taken me counseling, prayer, meditation, a whole bunch to get to this point. And thankfully, you know, I am a slow progressor, but you never know. Each day you wake up is a blessing, right? So, you know, got sick 2 months ago, and, you know, I had to get COVID tested for that. And, you know, I had a case of COVID. So, okay, I survived it. It was okay. And after that, you know, per my doctor, you know, I got my booster. So I think that's, depending upon what variants I have had and my family have had, you know, we live in the 4th largest city in the United States. We're one of the most diverse cities in the United States, and we have almost all the variants so far. So it doesn't matter if you've had one variant, you can have another variant, and it's all in your immune system. But I had put something on one of my social media sites, and some of my other classmates are on it. And they're like, oh, things, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. Oh, you just had that. Oh, it's kind of like, you know, I mean, it's an airborne virus and bacteria, and they don't care who you are, what you are. They just want to live. They don't care an iota. It's kind of sad that in so many ways we're shaming each other. Whether you're vaccinated or you're not vaccinated, whether you wear a mask, whether you don't wear a mask, whether you keep the social distancing, whether you don't, whether you catch it, somehow you must be deficient, or something about you is deficient or wrong because you caught it. No, it's not that way. I mean, you can have some ways to negate the risk. Washing your hands, keeping social distance, staying away from sick people. Sick people stay home. But, you know, there's not 100% with a vaccine or any vaccine that you won't get sick. And I think it's terrible to shame people for, you know, what are you going to shame them for? Their immune system? Whether their immunity holds up for that, or whether they may be genetically more sensitive to something. I don't know. I mean, it's a sad thing. So if you have had COVID or you're going through COVID, my heart goes out to you. You know, I hope you get better. You know, chances are with proper care you will. We know a little bit more about this virus. And everyone should take some vitamin D. Talk to your doctor about that. As always, this is not for your medical advice. I'm only sharing my story and my thoughts. If you have any questions, please talk to your physician or for your care team. Okay, so allegedly, vitamin D is helpful for your immune system and helpful for the current public health situation we're going through. Hey, I mean, I didn't catch it this time, and my daughter was sick for maybe 5 days, and my husband is positive, but he's asymptomatic. Maybe a headache or two before he tested positive, but that's it. Pretty awesome. I don't know, so I have a new niece. My baby sister had a baby, so we have a new little baby girl. She's precious as anything. It's just kind of hard when it's like, okay, so thank goodness for Amazon, they can deliver things, right? Well, I can't deliver to her, she's out of state. So that's what's going on, just kind of getting, pop the trunk, got the pre-cooked and just have to heat up Thanksgiving dinner. Here's hoping there's no food poisoning. No, it's okay. But definitely check and heat to 165 degrees. But so that's it, and we're doing okay. Getting the house disinfected and hand washing. My hands are raw. Thank goodness for hand lotion. But gonna wait to actually put up the Christmas decorations until they can all be popped out of their quarantine, because I just don't like the idea of a cough or anything potentially being on my Christmas decorations. So maybe I'll do the outside decorations, the ones I can actually do. Not doing lights. I have the solar lights where you just pop them in and they shine. Yeah, I mean, there's no way I could get on a ladder right now. Yes, certain death. So here's the interesting thing. I have to make sure that we, next week, test before I go for my ALS clinic appointment. If not, I may have to go by myself if I'm still negative, and hopefully my husband's negative. It's kind of like my oldest lives in a city outside of in North Texas, so I couldn't have her do it. It's just something. I don't know. I think in any time of the year, we have this season of Thanksgiving. If you go through the Pilgrims and the Indigenous Americas, I know that there's so much hoopla and fights on, the patriotic story. It's kind of interesting. I'm actually a descendant of both Pilgrims and the Indigenous, so I'm a North American mutt. So I've always liked the holiday, and I like the fact of finding gratitude. It's kind of like the Metta, METTA, not the one from Facebook, or loving kindness meditations, where you send yourself loving kindness, someone you're close to, someone you barely know, someone that you're having a difficult time with. Just sharing that, the gratitude and the loving kindness, and, wishing people well. I wish all of you happiness, be free of disease or discomfort, and that you have a wonderful day tomorrow and this weekend. Though, can you see that? Have you noticed all the commercialism of those of us in North America? I don't know if you guys are getting it in Britain or Australia, but I mean, Black Friday used to be the Friday after Thanksgiving, but apparently Black Friday started in the beginning of November. It's amazing, in a time where there have been financial problems with, think about how many live music venues have shut, how many restaurants have shut, different people having some difficulty. It's just like the mass consumerism. I did sign up for Walmart delivery just so I could get in and get the presents for my youngest, Santa and parents' presents, 2 for. So I got 2 things for the same price of one. So that worked, but it gets too much. I mean, you don't show people, excuse me, that you care about them by just monetary things. I did buy Storyworth this year, so I need to get on and write my stories so I can give those for Christmas presents. But I thought it was neat. I mean, if you have a terminal disease, there is a thing, it's Storyworth, all one word. You can write stories, answer questions. And sometimes whether it's doing something like I did with Hope at Home, with Inheritance of Hope, making a video, legacy video, which is nice. But I think, just telling stories and so in a book form is such a nice way of leaving that memento and having those stories live on, it's my thought. I went to Hallmark last year. I love Boxing Day, or the day after Christmas, where you go, and I love to go to Hallmark, so I get my things. So I got some little recordable books for Christmas for my granddaughter, so she'll have her Oma reading her stories. And hopefully I won't say exact names so it can be used for other grandchildren. I hope I get to see them. If I don't, at least they'll know that they had a grandma or Oma that loved them deeply. So that's nice. I mean, it's hard to get locked down for your birthday, but it's okay. I mean, it's 47. I wasn't looking forward to my birthday. Oddly enough, sure, my mom attempted to die. My daughter got COVID, and my husband tested positive later for COVID. So hopefully the rest of the year is better. So I'm just thinking, so it's kind of neat. I found a cute little tree topper that's an elf or a Nisi, the Danish or Denmark Scandinavian way of saying the little elves. So I really love elves. I really, really love elves. I love snowmen too. I have a particular thing for the Hallmark singing and dancing snowmen. Yeah, it's atrocious. Yes, I am trying to be careful because, my house can look like Christmas threw up in it. But I'm just waiting, kind of designing, waiting to have the time where I can actually put the ornaments out. Mm-hmm. So, I know. I mean, I probably shouldn't be that paranoid, but if people come in, you want to make sure that things aren't exposed. Probably going to end up having my HVAC system flushed in about 10 more days after they get out. Hopefully that kills all the stuff that could be in the air. Change the air filters. We have HEPA air filters too, so you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. And you can control your actions, but you can't control the actions of those when you go outside, nor can you control the actions of your loved ones. And you can do everything right and still catch it. And it's not your fault. It has a high RO number. And I just hope if anyone else catches it, they're okay. No shame. So that's what's going on. I mean, I'm getting a website put together for my meditation thing. It should be up pretty soon. And I'm writing some different, meditation workshops. If anybody be interested in that, let me know. I don't know. It's just the thoughts of, the workshop I went into and just, taking care of yourself. It's like not the toxic self-care. You can do more, but just those little things of finding the beauty and taking time to honor your emotions and those closest to you, giving yourself space to process things and those that are closest to you. It's hard when you have a disease like ALS or COVID or MND, that put death right there and the uncertainty of when it's going to happen. And there's cases like me that are slow progressors, and there's cases that are very fast progressors. And this is a cruel disease, but you have to decide how you want to live. Yes, we're all going to die. And those of us with MND ALS have a sooner expiration date, no official date of expiration. You just have to really decide in this time what do you need to deal with, and not only what you are most grateful for, but what you want your life to be like. Nobody else really has that control but us as individuals. That we can think of things that we want, think of things that can happen, things like that. But it's in the way we react to them after giving ourselves pause to digest and see what's going on. I think it's a healthy way of looking at it. That's just mine, the way I do it. But, oh boy, it's just it's like, yes, Thanksgiving, yay! Oh yeah, death. Oh, sorry guys. Luckily, we've been saved by the bell. No, it's major grace from God, the universe, just good luck. Though I think that good luck is just as simple as the skill of have good observation and being open to take opportunities. I think that's what good luck is. You know, oh, you want to know what I think your fate is? Your fate is your character. Each choice you make and that builds your character also builds your fate. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I hope you guys get a lot of pumpkin pie if that's something you eat. Pecan pie. We have a lot of dinner rolls and some cornbread dressing. Of course, my favorite thing, you know what my favorite Thanksgiving thing is to eat is candied yams. Oh, this season. Okay, you can see that I have like terrible nails. I love pomegranates, so I've been eating a lot of those. But, you know, I'm supposed to keep my calories high. You know, that with my insulin. But eggnog, I love eggnog. Oh my God. I have had lots of eggnog and I was losing weight, but the eggnog stopped it. So, I don't know, just really fun planning the different trees. I'm going to put up 2 trees this year. Of course, I'm not going to put them up. My husband's going to put them up, and I'm going to either decorate them or direct how they get decorated. Oh, it's so lovely, so lovely. As many times as ALS can get in my way of things, I can't do this, I can't do that. I have a hard time doing this. I throw my arm off doing that. That's my new thing. I was doing laundry. I was putting clothes in the laundry, in the washer, taking clothes out of the washer, putting them in the dryer, and somehow I pulled an arm, so I couldn't use my right arm for my birthday. So now it's like, I can't load the things. I can make the piles, but can you wash the clothes and can you fold them for me? The terribleness, right? The tragedy. But I'm so blessed that I have somebody in my life and multiple people in my lives that are so supportive, and I get so much love, you know. I have a lot of friends, which is a blessing. So, you know, in this difficult time, you know, we're just coming out of, and I see in Europe they're having problems going back in. Different places are going back into quarantine or lockdown. You know, we've lost a lot, we've gained some. There's a lot of uncertainty. Just, you know, if you can, find the today or tomorrow and through the weekend and every day if you can. Find something that you're grateful for. Find the beauty in the day. And really tell the people that you have, get the kindness from and get the compassion and the friendship and the love. You know, be grateful for that. And if you don't have that readily available, you know, start talking to people. You know, you got to stay open, you know, especially when you're dealing with such a big issue or many issues. Staying open and giving the time to take the chance to meet people makes a difference. All right. Well, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Staying 6 feet away from everybody. Well, in my car with a mask on, popping my trunk for people because I could be the potential danger for people. But that's what's going on. I'm glad I'm negative. It works. Let's hope I stay negative. Otherwise, I can't do my ALS clinic appointment. Fingers crossed. No, all right. Well, you guys have a good one. I'm sorry for the delay on the videos. Hopefully, more interesting things happen besides these 4 walls. You know. Oh, one thing. If you ever have to do on lockdown, if you're making grocery orders and you're trying to do that, make sure you check that everything is, because you can forget that one thing and then you have to wait to order other things. Yeah. But I am so grateful for each one of you, and thank you for being here for me, and thank you for watching this. I hope you have a wonderful evening, a great tomorrow, and don't forget to find the beauty in the day.